The forcible measures short of war. After states fail to settle their disputes by peaceful means, they may resort to certain measures which involve the use of force, but such force does not constitute war. These forcible measures, which are in the nature of self-help on the part of the states concerned, are varied. They are the 1. Severance of diplomatic relations. Usually, the first action of the state, after the failure of diplomacy to solve an international dispute, is to sever its diplomatic relationship with the other state. Cutting off its diplomatic intercourse, the offended state manifests its disapproval of the offending state's unfriendly act in order to remedy its consequences, or inform the same state that the issue between them has already reached a point wherein normal diplomatic relationship is no longer possible and that some stern measures might follow. 2. Retortion is an unfriendly, but not internationally illegal, act of one state against another in retaliation for the latter's unfriendly or inequitable conduct. Fenwick, a known writer, says that the possible grounds for retortion are discriminatory tariffs, domestic legislation against aliens, port restrictions, depreciation of currency, and other national legislation not subject to international control. 3. Reprisals, the retaliatory punishment inflicted by one country upon another for an alleged illegal act. Some writers point out that the acts of reprisals, which are ordinarily illegal in violation of international law, are military occupation, display of force, naval bombardment, seizure of ships or properties of nationals of the offending state, freezing of assets of its nationals, embargo, boycott, and Pacific blockade. 4. Embargo, as order issued by a state detaining vessel in its ports, usually is an act of reprisal or coercion against another state. An embargo is civil or pacific when it involved the detention of vessels or goods belonging to the state which declared the embargo in order to prevent their transport into the territory of the offending state. 5. Boycott, a concerted agreement to refuse to have any dealings with a nation, corporation, or employer with the object of bringing pressure to bear. 6. Pacific blockade, the naval operation carried out in time of peace whereby a state prevents access to or exit from particular ports or portions of the coast of another. Pacific blockade is a warlike act, but it is called pacific in the sense that there exists no state of war or belligerency between blockading and the blockade states. Sea war, the ultimate measure of self-help by a state to vindicate the wrong done against it, is a war. Although war is already outlawed by the Charter of the UN, it remains to be a right of the state. According to an authority, after the peaceful processes and coercive measures of settling international dispute have failed, war is a hostile operations conducted by one state against another whether or not such operations have been preceded by a formal declaration of war. Although war is mainly a contest of arms between belligerent states, there are rules that govern the conduct of war, known as the laws of war. And that ends chapter 18. Thanks for watching.
Created using Powtoon.